Hello and welcome to the latest Noy Group Insights interview. I'm Joseph Noy. Joining me today is Ed Barrie, a longtime friend of Noy Group who served as treasurer at Tableau Software and built Treasury there from scratch. Today, he's the co-founder, treasurer, and chief product officer at Treasury 4, a fintech startup developing treasury solutions. Ed, it's great to have you, and really, as long as I've known you, you've really been immersed in the technology and data side of Treasury. So, as a first question, what drove you to go deep into tech and data?
Well, I think what drove me there is I view tech as an enabler, right? It's trying to leverage tech to solve business problems and really be more efficient. And the tech only works as good as the data that's coming in. And I kind of always am looking for themes that are happening, whether it's at the companies have worked for, or across Treasury in general, or even the broader aspects of corporate finance. And the theme for greater than 20 years has been connecting to data to drive analytics and insight for your organization. And so really digging deep into the data to understand how it can be better leveraged through tech to drive analytics and insight for organizations.
How do you see the evolution of Treasury technology within the broader context of the finance function and digital transformation?
I mean, you can take two different approaches to technology: best of breed solutions, which often at times have much more limited specialty use cases that they're solving for, or you can take a broader view of more platforms. But in either case, what I see is the need to have systems and technology that is much more connected, much more continuous in data sharing, and much more collaborative, meaning can I leverage data and data exchange either internally in the organization or with external business partners like financial institutions to have it much more collaborative in the exchange of information versus binary, meaning I send something to somebody else, they have to review it and respond back to me, and it goes back and forth. And that's not a collaborative relationship and a collaborative data exchange. And so I think that's where things are going. And that's being enabled by technology, whether it's APIs or even systems of engagement out there.
Arguably, tech and data are even more important for finance today, more than ever. What are 3 or 4 questions that the treasurer should ask, or steps they should take when evaluating existing or new solutions for their functions?
Oh, that's a great question. And I think the first question that anybody should ask when they're looking at any type of finance or treasury technology solution is, does the system have all or the majority of the data that I want to interact with? I think the second question is, can I interact with my data as a user of that system using my preferred tools of choice? So it's not about having 50 out of the box reports or 500. It's, can I use my own BI tool, my own data science tool, or can I consume that data, my data, into my own internal application? That should be the second question. Third is, what is being done to make sure that only I can access my data, and then it's secure and nobody else can use it. And the fourth question is, does that platform offer extensibility to introduce more data or more data capture and mapping, and not just taking in data for data's sake, but where I can drive an outcome, I can drive insights and analytics.
And what about the cloud? And that seems to be, to say it's gospel for IT departments is sort of an understatement. And you've worked at several companies where the cloud has been extremely important. What do you see the future for code-based legacy treasury management systems, and how do these TMSs measure up, and how might they migrate to the cloud, and how does how do they compare to systems that are sort of cloud native from the beginning?
That's a great question, and I think it's a very much a challenge to take a legacy code base and migrate it from whether it's a on-premise solution or even a hosted solution to being working properly in the cloud. I think technology changes so fast that platforms or systems that were architected or built 10 years, 15, 20 years ago cannot be easily ported and become cloud native overnight. In fact, the technology has changed such that you're better off re-architecting it from scratch. It's not just replicate the current code base, but really re-architect it from scratch to take advantage of API connectivity, to take advantage of true distributed cloud architecture, and take advantage of the native support of business intelligence and data visualization tools, as well as data science tools. I think it's really hard for vendors that have a legacy code base that's greater than 5 years old, maybe even 10 years old, to just do a simple port to the cloud. I would say cloud is obviously here to stay. I think cloud offers much more agility for organizations and for the vendors that are building cloud-based applications to introduce new features, new functions much more quickly, and where they can control the environment, and it's not on the end customer organization, IT organization, to deploy those changes. The vendors that are cloud native and building these do need to offer flexibility on when customer environments are updated. So not all customers should be updated at the same time, depending on customer dependencies that are happening out there. But so they need to have that flexibility. But having the overall ability to introduce new features, new functionality in a much faster cadence offers a lot of value for end users of these tools. I think the other thing that organizations should be asking, it isn't, why is my IT organization constrained? Why aren't they getting to my projects as a treasurer? Because the simple answer is, for most organizations, IT assets should be deployed on revenue generating opportunities or customer facing opportunities, and not necessarily managing internal operating systems, financial systems, when there's many great vendors out there that can be leveraged.